With a show of hands, who has a dog? Whether you do or not, there are many benefits to both adoption from a shelter or a breeder. However, today we will get into the details and potential concerns and positives of each option. These are my dogs, Duke and Murphy. Duke is the blonde one and Murphy is the curly-haired one. My family adopted Duke from a shelter when I was 8, and we just got Murphy 2 years ago from a breeder. They are both amazing dogs no matter where they have each come from, and I believe watching them grow up has given me an understanding of how both act with people, each other, and in a home environment. Furthermore, a personal understanding of each option for adoption. When adopting a dog from a shelter, you give one chance and a second chance to a deserving dog out of 25% of the population of puppies and dogs that are in a shelter. These statistics were found by researchers at Virginia Maryland Veterinary College. Many of the dogs that are in shelters have either never had a home or lived in one where they were treated cruelly. Because of this, most dogs end up being very sweet and thankful just to have a home and meet their person. Now I will share a video to help get a visual of this.
She definitely has her own personality.
This video shows how a shelter pet can quickly warm up from being shy and become a very happy and fun dog. If you didn't notice, the dog was also a pit bull bulldog mix. I'm sure many of you have heard the stigma around these specific breeds tending to be aggressive and mean. This is a big reason why the majority of them are found in shelters. However, the Stand for Animals Veterinary Clinic has found that the stigma has mainly been stemmed from dog fighting, which was popular in the 80s, when pit bulls were the choice of dog for these unethical and illegal sports, as some would call it. Another benefit from adoption from a shelter is that it helps weaken the pet overpopulation cycle. Research from the Helping Hands Humane Society found that 8 to 12 million dogs are euthanized each year because there are simply not enough homes for them. This is heartbreaking because so many animals are being put down in cruel ways. Luckily, Forbes Advisor research conducted in 2011, the number of dogs euthanized in the U.S. shelters has declined annually to approximately 2.6 million. This decline can particularly be explained by an increase of dogs being adopted. If the number of dogs being adopted continues to rise, shelters that euthanize dogs will be forced to shut down due to the overpopulation crisis going down and the needs for supplies, veterinary services, and more not being so costly. On the other hand, there are also many benefits of adopting from a breeder. One reason is that you will know the history of your dog. Responsible breeders use pedigrees and research their breeding dogs' relatives, going back many generations, according to the Ethos Veterinary Health. Breeders also have to perform several tests on their breeding pair and puppies to ensure good health and future possibilities. These tests include hip scoring, elbow grading, hearing, thyroid, heart, and DNA tests. Breeders do all of this just to find the perfect and best possible matches that will produce healthy puppies that are good representations for the breed that you may be looking for. Another personal fact for people who are trying to adopt a dog is knowing what you want them to not only look, but more importantly, act like. When adopting from a breeder, it is almost impossible to guess what puppy will be laid back, high energy, mellow, or assertive as it grows. Warren London has found through study that this is a perfect example, of why breeders are helpful. They have in-depth knowledge of the breed, and they know the dogs they raise very well due to being with them since birth. This will help give you very good odds of getting your perfect dog from looks to personality and everything else, including attitude. Although adopting a dog is meant to be a very happy time for families and people themselves, there will always be potential concerns when adopting them from anywhere. However, I will share some from the adopting and shelter point of view. The first concern is found by Embark, and they have found that breeders get pedigrees and try to plan for healthy puppies. However, some illegally do not take all of the measures, including the necessary tests and precautions. Sometimes these bred dogs can have health concerns if everything is not done properly. Research has shown that there is a 10% increase in inbreeding, leading to a 6% reduction in adult size and a 6 to 10 month reduction in lifespan. However, there can also be potential concerns when buying for a shelter. Sometimes the unknown origin of a dog can be a problem, especially if you have small children or other pets. The history of aggressive behavior in others may be unknown. Wells and Hepper reported that 8.9% of adopted dogs showed aggression towards other dogs and 5.5% towards humans. Although My dog from a shelter has never been aggressive or shown any signs. He does get scared when he hears beeping noises, as well as when he sees men in hats. This supports the potential risk of unknown behavior, as I stated before. In closing, I know most of us are seniors and we may have our ideal dogs for the future. However, I hope this speech has helped spread awareness and you all got a better understanding of adopting from a breeder versus a shelter when opening your heart and home to a dog. What will you decide if you choose to adopt?